get my face.
Okay.
Hello. This is how to make a stepstone. What we're gonna do is take this recycled clay and take some of it out. And I'm going to begin by rolling a big fat coil. So, a nice fat coil, and this is a stepstone jig. This is the mold that we're going to pack the clay into. Now it's important that you understand when it's right side out and when it's inside out. This is the outside, this is the inside. You see how the canvas is on the edge? And so this creates a little bag that the clay is going to stick to, and then later we'll pop it out and the stone will come out. So I'm going to take this fat coil and I'm going to start in the corners and work it with my thumbs into all the edges. I want to get a good base in the corners first. And here's the thing that you want to be careful of. Air pockets. You do not want any air pockets like in here. Make sure you smush and smear that clay into the canvas so there's no trapped air in there. And that is a good start. I missed this little corner, so I'm going to roll some more clay out here and get that. So it's round, and I'm applying it to a rounded surface so I don't trap air again. Now if you trap air in your stepstone, it's going to blow up in the kiln. And that means you're going to spend hours and hours and hours working on it and getting it perfect, carving it, and you won't find out that it had air pockets until it goes into the kiln and gets fired. And when we open the kiln, after 3 days of firing, your piece is going to be exploded. So, no air in the mold. I'm going to wedge this clay to make sure there's no air in it. And wedging is like kneading dough, but this gets the air out if there happens to be any in there. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my hands, my thumbs are together, I'm pushing and smearing, roll back, push and smear, roll back, push and smear, roll back, push and smear, push and smear, push and smear. We call this the ram's head wedging technique. And if you're doing it right, it should look like he's sticking his tongue out at you, okay? So do this about 3 times, 3 cycles. So that was my third one. This should be de-aired now. Now I'm going to ball it up. So I have this rounded, almost bowl that I made with the first coil of clay. I'm going to take this big fat ball of clay and I'm just going to start smacking it down there. Using the heel of my hand, press it out to the corners, smush and smear, smush and smear, smush and smear, smush and smear. That's good. Now I want another ball of clay, just like that. So, wedge again. There's my 3 cycles of wedging. Ball it up. So again, make sure this is smooth and round. There's no pits or holes that are full of air that are going to get trapped. And there's no air trapping in a round shape running into another round shape. So this is where you really can take some of your aggression out on the clay. Okay, now how much clay is enough? Here's how you tell. These are special little handles we made just for the wire tool. We're going to wrap the wire around at least twice. Make sure the wire goes in the groove. And this is the height of the stepstone. We're going to drag the wire through here. So you want to make sure the clay is higher than the wire. Okay? And if you have someone help you hold this handle, do you want to hold this handle while I drag the clay through? So it doesn't move, it makes it easier. So keep the handles on the table and pull straight through. And I just barely had enough. Okay, so that's level now. And to get it out, I'm going to cut a little of this extra clay off. It just makes it come out easier. And now this is ready to pop out. So I'm going to take a wear board. Just find a board that's about the right size. This will do. And so put the board on, flip it over. So this is the top of the stepstone. Now to take this off, use the fat part of your hand and work the corners. Lift a little bit, lift a little bit, lift a little bit, lift a little bit until it comes off. And that is your stepstone. So these we're going to trim off later. This stuff is extra. You don't need to do it right now, but if you want to take a little bit of it off, just don't undercut this edge right here. Put your first and last initials and period, whatever your period is, right here, because they're all going to look the same. And these need to sit and dry for at least 24 hours, probably 48 hours. So outside this goes onto the bisqueware shelf to dry, and 24 hours later I want to check it. 48 hours it should be ready to cover. It'll be leather hard and ready to start carving. That's how you make a stepstone.